come. Freedom Flotilla takes off tomorrow, and we're celebrating the Freedom Flotilla. So Freedom Flotilla is taking off tomorrow, and we're bringing awareness to that by having our own Freedom Flotilla here on the bridge here in Brattleboro, Vermont. And we got a crowd here supporting Palestine. Here we go. Here comes the Freedom Flotilla, Brattleboro. All the Palestine flags out there supporting Gaza. Look, there's a unicorn. Zoom in on that unicorn. All right. Woo! Free Palestine!
All right, everyone. So I'm here on board of Global Smooth Flotilla with Greta Thunberg, and today I would like her to explain to us what's the connection between environmental issues, because she first appeared to the world as an environmental activist, and the Palestinian cause, the Palestinian struggle, and the genocide of Palestinian people in Gaza.
Honestly, I don't see any distinction between them. I haven't shifted focus in my activism. I started my activism in line with the same principles that I'm guided by now, which is principles of justice, freedom, equality, human as well as planetary well-being, because we know that wars on nature is a war on humans, and vice versa. We cannot have any social justice or climate justice without Palestinian liberation. We know that. It will be a very clear case of environmental racism if we only care about the climate crisis for our the futures of our white children, while we ignore the immense suffering that people are being subjected to today.
This is Ephraim Tours, and I'm on a quest to find the Tree of Life. The amazing thing is, the Tree of Life can be found all over the place. Today, I'm focusing on the Tree of Life of Palestine, the olive branch of Palestine. The olive tree is an important symbol for the people of Palestine. It represents their heritage, their ancestry, and their connection to the earth. The leaves of the olive tree are weaved into the pattern of the keffiyeh. The olive tree is also a metaphor in the Bible for the house of Israel. The Palestinian branch includes descendants of ethnic Jews who stayed through the Byzantine, Islamic, and Ottoman rule. I'm going to try and show how the two branches come together. Let's take a tour of the Palestinian olive branch. Let's go back to 721 BC to 332 BC. This is known as the Mesopotamian period. This is when Babylon ruled over Palestine and later Persia. This is when the latter part of the Old Testament takes place. The people of Judea were captured and taken into Babylon. During the Persian rule, the people of Judea returned to Palestine. The term Jewish was first used, and the name of Palestine was first used during this time. The word Palestine comes from the word Philistine, the ancient people who inhabited what is now Gaza and the surrounding area. One thing that needs to be made clear is that the Philistines lived in Gaza long before Moses freed his people from Egypt. Alright, guess where we are? We're in Washington, D.C., and there's the monument. Woo! Now let's move forward to 332 BC to 63 BC. This is known as the Hellenistic period, which is recorded in the Book of the Maccabees, Jewish text not included in the Bible before the time of Christ. Alexander the Great conquered Palestine in 332 BC. Jews led by the Maccabees revolted against the Hellenistic rule. They formed a new independent Jewish kingdom in 129 BC. This was an important time period because many Arabs whose ancestors settled in Palestine during the Babylonian rule were forced or compelled to convert to Judaism. By the time of Christ, the Jewish people were a mix of Judean, Philistine, and Arab ethnicities. Grab my
till the feeding of a starving child becomes some kind of crime.
Alright, let's walk up to the monument. So today's Palestinians actually have just as much Jewish blood as the Jewish people coming from Europe, if not more. The Jewish people who have migrated from Europe mixed with the Europeans for more than 1,000 years. There's the White House, the Lincoln Memorial, the monument, you got the Capitol building. The people of Palestine, meanwhile, continued to mix with conquering nations. Rome ruled Palestine from the time of Christ till 325 AD. Then came the Byzantine Empire from 325 AD to 640 AD. Palestine was Christianized, so in other words, the Palestinian Jews who stayed were compelled to become Christian. Then again in 640 AD, the land was conquered by the Syrian Empire. This time, they brought with them a new religion of Islam. Here is a map of Palestine before Israel was formed in 1948. I actually found out that I have Ashkenazi Jewish DNA from a DNA test I took from 23andMe. Ashkenazi Jews settled in Europe in the Middle Ages. Their DNA reflects their Arabic heritage, which means I have a sliver of Palestinian in me. But that doesn't mean I have any claim to any Palestinian land. The only people that really have claim to the land are the people who have lived there for centuries. Right now is a crucial time. Right now, the Netanyahu regime, IDF, is bombing Gaza City. And we need to act now because soon it'll be too late. Soon it will be too late. There's 500,000 in Gaza City right now. The IRC, the International Rescue Committee, has left Gaza City because it's too dangerous. Before they were, that was yesterday. So now there's no one there to help those 500,000 people left in Gaza, and they're starving to death and they're being attacked daily. See, the thing is, if all sides could realize that we're all part of the same tree, it would end all this conflict. If the Jewish people recognize that the Palestinian people are part of the same olive tree, then maybe they would accept them.
As you know, 85% of Gaza have been pulverized, annihilated. All of agricultural crops in Gaza, right now we are talking about herbicide. After October, we reached the fast motion genocide. That included democide, ecocide, and herbicide. So this is what we are right now. And you can tell from the starvation, you can see it in the news. It hurts our heart that our women, they are like a stream, especially my sister, I just over Instagram, mourning her son, that she's been 7 years waiting for their son, and he has been murdered without compunction, remorse, or contrition by the most egregious, belligerent occupation recorded in human history. I just want to make sure you guys, I grew up under occupation all of my life. And growing up under occupation is not even occupation, this is a secular colonial process. settler colonial process. I have never been in the West Bank. I have never been in Jerusalem. It is 1 hour away from Gaza. And I have never been in the West Bank. 1 hour. I'm not allowed all of my life to go there. So also, in regard to today, as you know, 322 of our indigenous brothers and sisters died while they are starving. 1,800 who were shot and bullets rained down on them while they are seeking food for their families, including my nephew. I honestly, it breaks my heart that we are in the 21st century and people have psychic numbing to see people who are dying, and we are not looking for charity. We have never looked for charity. What we are looking for is self-determination and emancipation from the most egregious and belligerent settler colonial process that we have faced.
Right now, Israel is in the process of committing the second Holocaust. This time on the Palestinians, ethnic Jews. Some of them are Muslim, some of them are Christian, some of them are even still practicing Judaism. But they are all part of the same olive tree. As the Jews who left and came back, Israel is killing their own. They are burning their own tree. The global Samud Flotilla, 50 ships are on their way to Gaza right now with aid. We must do all we can to save Gaza. So I've been trying to get this video as quick as possible because the Freedom Flotilla, I wanted to get it out before it was attacked, but I just found out that the Freedom Flotilla is under attack again. So I'm putting this video out. So I recognize why Palestinians don't want to be associated with the branch of Israel. They are a completely different culture, but they are from the same branch. They both come from the land of Canaan, and I know it's hard for them to recognize that right now. It's hard to make peace with those that are taking your land. I just want to say I'm sorry.